They tell me we're way behind, so I have 5 minutes. Just kidding. 15 minutes. So I never like to go last behind radio and TV guys. I'm not going to go through the history of Western civilization. I'm not going to go through the history of the United States. I'm not going to go through the history of Israel. That doesn't get us very far right now. I'm not going to do an after-action report either. It is my greatest hope that the people who are appearing at this wonderful organization, RJC, who've come up here and spoken to you, will do what they say they're going to do. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. For 6 months, I've been fighting these bastards, whether it's Tucker Carlson or whether it's Nick Fuentes, and I've been looking over my shoulder looking for help. And you know what I found? Nothing. Nothing. We're here today to do something about this. Now, first of all, my wife, my mother-in-law, my dear friend, Ron, Rhoda, all of you, Norm. I can't see, the lights are in my eyes. Anyway, what do you mean we don't cancel people? We canceled David Duke. Donald Trump canceled David Duke. We canceled Pat Buchanan. We canceled the John Birch Society. We canceled Joseph Sobran. We canceled pornography on TV. We cancel stuff all the damn time. Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters, American haters, Churchill haters. You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them. It's called the market system. They don't have a lifetime job like a bureaucrat who we're going to protect. And if they're your friend, there's something wrong with you. No Hitler admirer, Holocaust denier, platformer should be anybody's friend, as a matter of fact. You don't get to wrap your psychotic, mental, unhinged, Nazi, Klan, jihadist bullshit around American patriotism. You don't get to claim you're MAGA and America first when you're lining up with the Marxists and the Islamists and Hamas and the terrorists. That's not America first. That's sick. Now, I don't need more than 15 minutes. The cowards. We're surrounded by cowards who have microphones, who have TV cameras, who have websites, who have columns. Cowards. It's spelled C-A-R-L-S-O-N. It's spelled F-U-E-N-T-E-S. It's spelled O-W-E-N-S. It's spelled B-A-N-N-O-N. It's spelled Marjorie Trader Green. You can figure that out yourself. And they're not alone. How are we going to attack the Mondamis and the Talibs and the Omars and the Sanders and the rest of them when in our own house this poison is spreading? We've got to take care of business. We can fight the enemy on the other side. But the problem is, the more daunting problem, the more complicated problem is when they're in our house and they're trying to take over our house and they're burning down our house. And they're destroying America First, and they're destroying MAGA, and they're destroying the Republican Party, which means they're destroying the country. Either speak up and stand out, but don't be a pretender. Don't be a pretender. We need help to deal with these people. These aren't policy disputes. These aren't personality issues. We're talking about liberty versus tyranny, good versus evil, right versus wrong, democracy versus terrorism, Western Enlightenment versus 7th century barbarians, the greatest generation versus the Third Reich, Chamberlain versus Hitler, Reagan versus Stalin. Is it really that tough to call these buffoons out and to set the record straight? No, it's not. So I'm glad to see the courage that's pouring off this stage. I really am, and some of them deserve a pat on the back. But we need more. We need more. We need more. You don't come here, say things, and go home and forget about it. I stay up at nights thinking about this stuff, weekends thinking about this stuff, how we're going to fight it, how we're going to confront it, how we're going to defeat it. And you do it first and foremost by calling it out. That's what you do. This is America first, not the sick rantings of unaccomplished Neanderthals who have social media sites who've contributed absolutely nothing to this country. Zero. What have they contributed? What have they done? Nothing. To ignore this, or to be timid, impotent, tolerant, to acquiesce to it, to waste time debating these people rather than exposing them, to intellectualize it, to respond with anything but moral certainty and clarity, to fail, to call it out everywhere and anywhere, is to be devoured by it. You want to know what the 1930s was like? You're looking it in the eye. That's what it's like. And if the Republicans think, and they don't, this is a cabal, but the poison spreads like it did in the Democrat Party. You either put it out or it devours you. It's that simple. It's devoured them. If the Republican Party goes, we lose our country. If the Republican Party goes, we lose our liberty, our private property rights, our Declaration, our Constitution. We lose our Israel. We lose our other allies. That's how serious this is. Now's not the time for political word salads. Not now. Now's the time for precise, crystal clear, unequivocal, unadulterated language. The Democrat Party is gone. It's not their base. It's not a left-wing part of the party. It's the party. The party is gone. It's anti-American. It's anti-Constitution. It's anti-private property rights and capitalism. That's what it is. Isn't it weird that the voices of the woke alt-right isolationists sound more like the Marxists and the Islamists? Isn't it interesting? Little Adolf Fuentes, little Adolf. He gets here, he's got a little suit on like he's attending a funeral. My advice to little Adolf is just go full, put the brown shirt on. What are you, a coward? Put the brown shirt on. I know you can't grow the Hitler mustache. You're still stuck in your prepubescent stage, but give it a shot. Give it a shot. To Tucker Carlson, I say, did you have a head injury? What happened to you? But you know what? Unlike other people, truly, I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't care why. I just know what you are. You platform these people. You deceive your audience. You lie to your audience. You become a full-blown, out-of-the-closet Jew hater. And if you're a Jew hater, you're a Christian hater. And they demonstrated that. Christian Zionism. Wow. You know what he said? He said that he despises Christian Zionists more than anybody. More than anybody. More than terrorists? More than Hamas and Hezbollah? More than the Muslim Brotherhood? More than our great friends in Qatar? More than the Taliban? More than mass murders? Christian Zionists, he despises them even more than Jews, Christian Zionists. If you reject Judaism, you reject Christianity. If you reject Judaism and Christianity, then you reject the American founding based on the Judeo-Christian values and belief system. If you embrace Hitler, if you play footsie with Hitler, if you think Hitler's misunderstood, if you think Churchill's the reason we had World War II, if you think Churchill was the provocateur, if you think those things, I don't want to debate you. I don't even care about you. That's not a legitimate position. Supporting the Klan's not a legitimate position. Neo-Nazis, that's not a legitimate position. Jihadis, that's not a legitimate position. These are people who want to kill us. These are ideologies that want to kill us. Oh, no, I'm just asking questions. Okay, I'm answering it. I'm answering your damn questions. This is going to separate, and you're going to see, whether they're in radio or TV or podcasting or politicians, this is going to separate statesmen and leaders from the rest. From the rest. And you can observe this yourselves. These aren't powerful people. Seriously? These aren't intelligent people. These are lowlives that have platforms. If we can't speak out against them and fight them, what good are we? Conservative institutions. We've been putting billions of dollars into conservative institutions for half a century. Now's the time. We're not interested in your white papers. We're not interested in your booklets. We're not interested in your donation requests. Unless now, when you're needed, you speak out and you do something to help save this republic, to help save freedom in this country, to help save the West. Now's the time for conservative institutions to produce. See, how can I put this? How many of you have been to Israel? So who protects the holy sites in Israel? The Palestinians? Any Arabs? The Muslims? Who protects the holy sites in Israel? The Israeli police and military. Who protects the Christian sites in Israel? Really? Who protects the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Israel? Who protects the Jewish sites, the Christian sites, the Muslim sites, any holy site in the state of Israel? It's the Israelis. We don't need to pressure the Israelis to defend holy sites, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre that has been protected since the state of Israel was founded from first the Jordanians, now the Palestinians. The Israelis protect the Christian sites. What's happened to Bethlehem? Who's in charge of Bethlehem? The Palestinians. It was 85% Christian. I blinked, and now it's 85% Palestinian, with the Christians being abused and forced out. How come I don't hear about pressuring them? Nothing. Tell me, who tries to protect the Christians in Syria? Who sends their armed forces into Syria to protect the Christians? We don't send the Marines in. We don't send NATO in. I don't see any international Arab community doing it. Do you? It's the Israelis who are protecting as many of the minorities in these countries as they can. Tell me, how many Jews are left in the Arab countries? How many Christians are left in the Arab countries? Who's committing genocide? Genocide. You want to talk about genocide? Ask the black Christians in Nigeria and the Congo and the Sudan about genocide. Hundreds of thousands of them slaughtered by the jihadi Islamists. Hundreds of thousands of them. Go on the internet. It's unimaginable how they're hanging these people, grabbing their little girls. It is horrendous. Tell me, who killed 600,000 Muslims in Syria? The jihadi Muslims killed 600,000 Muslims in Syria. Assad killed 600,000 Muslims in Syria. Who got rid of Assad? Netanyahu got rid of Assad. Lebanon just elected a Christian president. How the hell did that happen? Who defeated Hezbollah? Netanyahu and the Israelis defeated Hezbollah. There was no other military in there. No other military in Syria. No other military in Lebanon. No other military, no other, protecting Christians, Jews, and yes, even Muslims in the Middle East, committing genocide. We have to pressure the Israelis to protect holy sites? Are you kidding me? Apartheid, that's a funny one. We just went over how many Jews and Christians are left in the Arab world. How come they never talk about, like this Mandami? Israel's okay. I'm just opposed to a Jewish state. Are you opposed to a Muslim state? How many are them? I can't even count how many Muslim states there are. How many? 54, he says, and I don't know that man, but he sounds very authentic. Sounds right. 57, that's Heinz Ketchup. Oh, what about apartheid in Israel? Where Muslims are in the IDF, Christians are in the IDF, Jews are in the IDF, Arabs are, Druze are, and so forth and so on. Let me ask you a question. I think we had all the Jews in the House of Representatives here this morning, 4 of them. 4 Jews in the House of Representatives. There are more Arabs in the Knesset in Israel than there are Jews in the U.S. House of Representatives. Don't tell me that Israel is apartheid. I'm sitting here having to unravel all the lies, the current propaganda used by the Democrat Party, the media, and the isolationist, I don't know what the hell to call these people, the pro-Hitler wing of the Republican Party and the pro-Hitler wing of the Democrat Party. Let me tell you something. I'm an American. My grandfather fought in Iwo Jima in Guam. My great-uncle fought in Guadalcanal. My family's American, and we're Jewish, and we're proud of both. And I shouldn't have to stand up here and demonstrate that my family and I are patriotic Americans. And I'm not doing it for that purpose. I'm doing it to explain that when the Third Reich took over, Jews who fought for Germany in World War I, they would bring out their medals, they'd bring out their uniform, they would say, I fought for Germany. It didn't matter. To the gas chambers you go. To the gas chambers you go. I want to say this to the people who are attacking America by attacking Jews and Christians, by attacking our history. I want to say something to you. You're not going to get what you want. You know why? Because we're not going anywhere. Not now, not ever. Ironically, you little bastards have done more to unite us with our Christian brothers and sisters and Jews. I don't care, atheists, agnostics, straight, gay, men, women, whatever it is. You have done more to unite America than anything else in this country. Because Americans love America. Americans love freedom, liberty. Americans love the Golden Rule, the Ten Commandments. We Americans love our Bible. Americans, some the Old Testament, some the Old and the New Testament. They're in the same Bible for many people. We are hooked at the hip, Jew and Christian, and nothing will or can come between us as we face the Islamists, the Marxists, and the pro-Hitler crowd. We are very fortunate, and then I'll finish up. We are very fortunate to have truly two great men in the world at the same time. It doesn't happen often. You had Franklin Roosevelt, whose domestic policies I completely reject. But in his alliance against Hitler with Churchill, it was a great marriage. Reagan and Thatcher, Trump and Netanyahu. Stand up, Trump and Netanyahu. I can't see. I know both of these men. You know, people try to come between them and the United States and Israel. It won't work. Allies don't always agree. FDR and Churchill didn't always agree. Reagan and Thatcher didn't always agree. Hell, husband and wife don't always agree. Except my wife, I always agree with her. What's that sign say, honey? I can't. Okay. And Trump and Netanyahu. But look what these two men have accomplished. It's extraordinary, extraordinary. The United States has a more powerful presence in the Middle East than ever in its history. China and Russia are out. Out. Israel is now more secure than it ever has been in its history, having defeated Hamas effectively, Hezbollah, Iran in 12 days, and they're going to kick the ass out of the Houthis if they don't stop firing those missiles too. And I just want the anti-American, anti-Israel, anti-West crowd to understand something. You're going to have to come through me and millions of people just like me, and you're not going to make it. You think your stupid little podcast, or your stupid little subscription program, or your little TV show, or maybe you have a little radio show, is going to change the world like hell it is, not if I and everybody else have something to say about it. Now, I want to thank the RJC. I want to thank all of you. I'm sorry if I offended you. Not really, but you know, I have to say that. I had to get to the point, so I couldn't be as intellectual as I like to be. I think somebody called me a passionate intellectual. Something's not right there, but I don't know what it is. But I just want to make something clear to you. Americans are good people. Americans love good people. We want to be with good people. So good people need to stand up and speak out. I don't care if it's in your church or synagogue, little community, I don't care where it is. Don't be a wallflower, it's now or never. And I want to thank my dear friends, Ron and Rhoda Derma, who are sitting right there. our dear friends. Ron, you're like a brother. You really are. And Rhoda, you're fantastic. They have sacrificed years and years and years serving the Israeli government and really the American government too. Be careful, Ron. You'll go back to Israel and they'll say, what do you have, dual citizenship with Israel and the United States? No, I think you've proven yourself. Here's the thing. If you're an American patriot, you're an Israeli patriot. If you're an Israeli patriot, you're an American patriot. It's that simple. And one last thing for my third last thing. Let me say this. We have this all wrong. Oh, we give Israel $3 billion a year. Oh, they're a protectorate. We, Europe, people of freedom, Jews, Christians, people who believe in liberty around the world, we need to thank the Israelis for what they've been doing. We need to thank them for using their soldiers to fight an enemy that the rest of the world refused to fight. And if you think I'm wrong, that this is our enemy too, and you know I'm right, why are we spending hundreds of billions of dollars a year on counterterrorism measures? To protect us from the Europeans, from the Israelis, the Brazilians, the Norwegians? No, the Islamist terrorists, most of which are headquartered in Israel's neighborhood, who they're fighting and defeating on their behalf, our behalf, and the behalf of the free world. I want to thank you. God bless you. Be well.